Last night, I found an old note I wrote when I was 16, and reading it broke me. 9 years ago, I had written, "If you don't make it by 18, your life is over." If I could go back in time, I'd shake that kid and tell him to stop being so hard on himself and just enjoy his childhood. I'm 25 now, and let me tell you, school doesn't teach you everything. Those years between 15 and 18, they're not your peak, they're your preparation. I learned that the hard way. It was 5 a.m. on a freezing winter morning in 2016. While everyone else was asleep, I was on the basketball court, alone, with only the sound of my ball bouncing on the pavement. My fingers were numb from the cold as I kept practicing the same shot over and over thousands of times. My friends were posting pictures on Instagram, having fun, but I wasn't like them. I was convinced I was different, special, the kid who was going to make it into that elite 1%. "You're obsessed," my mom would say as she handed me a cold dinner in the middle of the night. And she was right. When you're 16 and think you have life figured out, everyone else just sounds like background noise. I still remember the tryouts for the club I had dreamed of joining. 5 years of relentless training, thousands of hours of practice, countless missed parties and family events, only for the coach to say, "Kid, you're 5'7". We need someone taller." At that moment, I wished the ground would just swallow me whole. Every regret hit me at once. Every moment I had sacrificed, every time I chose chasing a dream over actually enjoying life. For the next 3 months, I disappeared into my room, my personal cave. Gaming became my escape. I spent at least 18 hours a day playing CSGO and Minecraft. In those worlds, height didn't matter. Failure didn't exist. I could be anyone I wanted to be. But then life threw me a challenge that no amount of gaming could fix. One Thursday, everything changed. My dad had a heart attack, sudden, unexpected. I was in the middle of a tournament when my mom called, once, twice, 3 times. I ignored her, too focused on the game to deal with distractions. When I finally picked up, the doctor said, "If you had come just 1 hour earlier, you might have been able to say goodbye." You know what's crazy? At 16, you think missing a party is the end of the world. At 18, you think failing to make the team is the end. At 25, you realize those things weren't the end. They were just the beginning. My life today looks nothing like 16-year-old me imagined. No NBA contract, no gaming tournament victories. Instead, I help people. Kids who are struggling like I once did. The funny thing, I'm happier than I ever thought possible because I found something better than success. I found purpose. So if you're 15, 16, 17, or 18 right now, I want you to understand something. That pressure you feel, the fear, the stress, the depression, I know it feels like everything. But your life isn't a race to 18. There's no finish line at 20. It's not about proving people wrong. It's about finding your own path, even if it looks nothing like what you expected. I still go to that same basketball court, not to chase a dream, but just to have fun. To remind myself that sometimes what we want isn't what's best for us, and that every stage of life leads to something better, something we never could have imagined. And to that basketball coach who told me I'd never amount to anything, you were right about basketball, but you were wrong about everything else. Because sometimes not getting what you want leads you exactly where you need to be.